Hello everyone, this is Professor Sean Stewart. I'm your professor for this class, 1321 Business and Professional for the May mini-mester here of summer 2018. I just wanted to create this quick video to go over the course syllabus and a couple of online myths. So maybe I can answer some questions that you may have about the syllabus. And if after this video you still don't have your questions answered, feel free to go to the discussion board that is marked for the syllabus questions. Post your question there, and then I'll definitely respond to that. But this shouldn't take very long, just me going over the syllabus. The one thing I want you to keep in mind, this is an accelerated course. It's even more so accelerated because it's a mini-mester. The summer classes are 16 weeks shrunk into 5, and these are 16 weeks shrunken, that have been shrunken into 3. So you're doing a full semester of work into 3 weeks. So you should be aware of the type of course that you signed up for. This is very fast paced. Each module is open for about 5 or 6 days. And then by the beginning of June, we're done with this class. So this is very, very rapid, very, very fast paced. If you don't know that you're going to be able to handle that, send me an email, ask me, and let me know why you don't think you're going to be able to handle that. I will tell you right now, if you're working a full-time job, 40 hours, maybe you have children, or you don't have a lot of free time because of work, I don't know if this is the class that you want to sign up for. But then again, I don't know your life story, your life situation, so just let me know, and I'll be open and honest with you about whether I think it's possible or doable to do this course or not. My office is at University Park. It's on the 8th floor, building 13. However, because this is an online course, there's no need for you to come up there unless you want to schedule a face-to-face chat with me, which even then, so we could do via Skype or if necessary via D2L chat. The textbook that you'll need is in Connect. Many students have already used Connect and have a Connect access code, or I'm sorry, Connect access because of other classes such as psychology, maybe sociology, who also use Connect. So if you already have access because of that, then you'll just need to get into the Connect for this particular textbook, Communicating at Work, the 11th edition by Adler. One of your classmates has already asked, and it was a great question, that they had found the textbook online for cheaper at Amazon, which I agree, you probably did. However, the quizzes that we take in this class are connected to Connect via the chapter reading, so the quizzes are all online. And you'll hear me talk about that when we get to the course quizzes. So you do need the online version, although if you're willing to buy the hard copy book for an extra price, because that's how you learn a little bit better, then by all means do that at your own, on your own. This is an online class. Online classes are not work at your own pace. There are due dates. There are things that you need to have done by a certain time. This isn't a situation in which you can just do all the work at the very end. So I want you to be aware of that, especially if this is your first online class. For most of you, you're probably going to get in touch with me via email. And here you see that email as communication. Just making sure that you're emailing in a professional way that includes any time you send an email, starting with a greeting, with your name and the class that you're in. Sure, this is the only class I'm teaching for the mini-mester. So if I get an email from a student, it's most likely from you all, but you still want to practice professionalism. Not only that, that's exactly what we're talking about in this class, is professionalism in the workplace. So this is almost a simulation of the workplace, if you will, with me being the professor, aka the boss, and you all being the subordinates, aka the students. So it's a good chance to practice that, so just be aware of that when you're sending emails. Something I do it's for sure not for every chapter, but every so often I'll post a quick hit. Quick hit is just a video of me going over some course concepts or theories or interesting things that I think needs a little bit more in-depth explaining from a particular chapter. I upload these to YouTube, and then I put the YouTube link there'll be a file folder called Quick Hits under the Content tab of D2L, and you'll see it there. Once again, that's just supplemental. However, if I do post a quick hit, it is highly possible and probable that the information from the quick hit will be on the final exam. So you definitely want to view those. Those aren't just if you want to. Those are supplemental, meaning if I post one, you should probably take a listen to it. Quick hits are designed to be what the name says, quick. So they will be no longer than 15 minutes. Most of them are usually about 5 to 10 minutes. Every assignment has a due date, and it's due at 11:59 p.m. on that particular assignment. If you are taking this class, but yet you're traveling, if you're at grandma's in Seattle, or for some reason you took a family trip to Hawaii, you should note that all of the assignments are Central Standard Time, which I have students who take online classes do that sort of stuff. Last summer I had a student from India and one from Thailand. So you should keep in mind that, yeah, you may be half a world away, but all assignments are due Central Standard Time, as that's what we go by here in Texas. You should always be using your D2L email address. That's how I will get in touch with you. I typically send emails mass class emails to everyone. So if you are wondering where information is about this course, you should start to figure out which email address you're actually checking. And for those of you who use your other email addresses, such as maybe your Gmail or Hotmail or what have you, there's a way that you can set up your D2L email address to forward it to the email address that you check the most. So you want to try to set that up if you can. As I said before, here are a couple of frequently asked questions. If you have any computer issues, I am not the person you should tell that to. The first person you should tell is OTS, because they are the computer people. That's the IT system for Lone Star College. Call them, see if you can work it out. Remember that my major was not computer and information technology or computer engineering. So you have to be aware any computer issues should go straight to OTS. Here are your assignments. We'll start with the base rationale. You'll pick a base company. This is essentially a company that either you like working for currently, you are working for currently, or maybe a future company that you think is your dream job that you want to work for. And the base company rationale assignment is already posted, so you'll see a little bit more about what the purpose of that is. And it does tie into the resume and cover letter assignment that we are doing. You will be doing 2 speeches in this class, an informative speech and a persuasive speech. Both speeches must have 5 audience members that are clearly visible. As stated here in the syllabus, I won't argue about who is an adult in the audience. It's as long as I see 5 people that I deem and can classify those are adult audience members. One of the speeches, a persuasive speech, you will need access to a PowerPoint. And when I say access to a PowerPoint, I don't mean you just flipping through a PowerPoint on your laptop. I mean, it needs to be a clearly visible PowerPoint. And we'll discuss that as we get closer towards the speech portion of this class. Speeches are required by Lone Star. That's not something that Mr. Sean, I just put in my syllabus. Every professor that teaches this class will have speeches attached. So that is a requirement, according to Lone Star College, all 6 campuses. If you are wondering how to properly record your speech, or you're thinking already ahead and saying, I don't know where I can record my speech, I will give you some ideas that students in the past have done. I've had a group of 6 students, and I think it was last summer actually. They decided that they were going to get together. One student posted to the discussion board or sent a class email saying, we should get together a group at the library, because the Lone Star College Library, any of the 6 campuses, well, I should say 5 as Kingwood is still closed, but any of the campuses will have access to materials that will allow you to have A, record your speech, but B, have a PowerPoint in the background. So he sent an email, or somehow they found 6 of them together, and 6 of your classmates, or 6 of those classmates just went up to the library, got their schedules in sync, and they just recorded all of their speeches back to back. Here's the awesome part is they didn't have to find 5 audience members because they already had them built in thanks to their class. And the school or the university had all of the equipment that they needed. So they wiped it out in a matter of a couple of days. There are lots of ways that you can do this. Most students record on their phones or iPads or cameras, but we'll have discussion threads regarding those particular speeches as we come towards them, just in case people have questions. But as I said before, this part of the syllabus just gives you an idea of what we will be doing in the course. There is a syllabus quiz that you are required to take. Attached to that is a class contract that you need to sign and upload that just dictates that you understand what's expected of you in this course. And if you do mediocre work, you will get a mediocre grade, which a mediocre grade is a C or below. So just be aware of that. As I said before, these are all the assignments, adds up to about 850 points, and then that's the grading scale, and there is no incomplete for that. This is the course calendar. Keep in mind it's a tentative schedule. I can change it at any point throughout the semester. If I change it, it's always to give you more time. I never change it to take time away from students. That would be cruel of me, and I am not a cruel person. So if I do change it, it's always to give you more time, and I will always announce that via email or via online messaging here in D2L. Just be aware of University Park campus and systems and policies, and you can read through this. The last day to drop a class for the mini-mester is Tuesday, May 29th. And you can drop a class. I believe you all have the option to drop online through My Lone Star, but you can also go to any campus, main campus, or any center, satellite center, and drop a class there as well. So a couple of things I wanted to go over is just online course myths when it comes to not only online classes, not only this online class, but online classes in general. First things first, online classes are not a work at your own pace. There are due dates for assignments just like a face-to-face class. And every assignment that you're doing in this class online is the exact same assignments that my face-to-face classes do. So you guys are doing the same thing. A lot of students say, I think he gives us more work online, and I've had some students say, I think we do less work online. And the response is you do the exact same amount of work. There is no more or no less, and which makes the argument that online's easier or harder a moot point. It's not easier, it's not harder, it's just different. It's just a different channel, a different means, a different method of communication. And as I said before, when we talk about online classes, they're just delivered differently. That's pretty much it. So they're essentially the same thing, just in a different method of communication. So you've registered for a 3-week mini-mester session. That means it's 3 straight weeks of work. For the May Mini, you do have one holiday, that's Memorial Day, that you'll have to work through. So I understand a lot of you may have Memorial Day holiday plans. You may travel, you may barbecue, you may do stuff with your family, things of that nature. But you should realize that is one of the days of the mini-mester, so stuff has to be due either on that day or through that day. That doesn't mean you have to work on that day. If you know that you're going to do stuff for Memorial Day, then I would try to work ahead if you could. But because of the nature of the class and the amount of days that we do have, it is a requirement that we have to work through that particular holiday. Which means I will open everything within the next couple of days. Everything for Module 1 is now open. If you go to Connect, all of the Module 1 quizzes and readings are open. Exam 1 is open. But over the next 2 days or so, the next 24 to 48 hours, I will be releasing everything for the class until until June the 3rd. So the entire course will be open for you, and you can work ahead if you want. You can, especially for something like the group project, if you guys want to get started with that, which I'll be placing you in groups tomorrow. So be aware of that. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. You can post it on the discussion board for questions about the course or questions about the syllabus, or the Hangout spot. The Hangout spot is a discussion board specifically for y'all. I rarely go in there unless someone asks a question that no one can answer, but that's for y'all to discuss in terms of assignments and stuff back and forth, just part of the class as a class discussion. But if there's any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. This will be a short 3 weeks, but it's going to be an awesome 3 weeks.